Communism. It's defined as a movement that aims for a classless society, structured upon communal ownership of means of production and the end of wage labor and private property. It can be used exchangeably with socialism. However, communist theory contends that socialism is just a translation stage on the way to communism. Pure communism refers to a classless society, one where decisions on what to produce and what policies to pursue are made in the best interest of the collective society. That's what Wikipedia defines communism as. Here in the States, we would normally say that communism is not good, should be avoided, and probably a couple of decades ago you would hear, it's evil, just stay away from it. Why is that? Is that true? Should we stay away from communism, or is it something that we should explore? And Karl Marx had the idea that if we got rid of the classes in society, like the slave-owner relationship, or the lord and serf relationship, or the rich and poor, if we got rid of those classes, that we would have an equal utopia-style community, that everything would be great. Sounds kind of good on the surface, but is that really gonna help? Well, let's look at some of the aspects of it was in this definition. One, we've already talked about the classless society. Marx talked about not having rich or poor. But let's look at the second part, communal ownership. What is communal ownership? Well, basically what communal ownership means is you don't have any private property. Yeah. That doesn't sound so good. Basically, the garden I have in my backyard wouldn't technically belong to just me. It would be communal property. Basically, another way I could explain this is by telling you something that happened in history. This idea of communal property was used in pre-colonial era. I want to read to you something from Larry Schweikart's book, Patriots' History of the United States. I highly recommend this book. In this book, he's talking about Jamestown in its early beginnings, and about this governor that he attempted to operate the colony on a socialist model. Settlers worked in forced labor gangs, shrinkers were flogged, and some were even hanged. Still, negative incentives only went so far, because ultimately the communal storehouse would sustain anyone in danger of starving, regardless of individual work effort. Administrators realized that personal incentive would succeed where force would not, and they permitted private ownership of land. The application of private enterprise combined with the introduction of tobacco farming helped Jamestown survive and prosper. And so you see, in Jamestown they had this communal storehouse where they would have everyone work in forced labor to produce crops and different, corn and things like that, and textiles and all those things, and they would have this communal storehouse where they would put it all, and then when anybody in the community needed food or anything, they would just go there and get it. But the problem that they were starting to have is people started to figure out, hey, if I don't work, I'll still get food. And so they had less people working and more people taking and wanting. That wasn't really working, obviously. So they came with the idea, maybe if we give people their own property that they have to work themselves and they get to keep what they work for, maybe that'll make a more prosperous society. It worked. Communal ownership completely failed because there's no incentive to work. When you have private property, like my garden in the backyard, it's mine and my mom's. We till it, we plant our seeds, and we get the produce from it. We may give some away because we might have too much, just one thing, but it's ours. It's our private property. We have the incentive to go out there and work for it. So we can see that part of communal ownership that in communism doesn't really work. So let's go back to the classless part, the no rich or poor. Oh, those evil rich, aren't they just so terrible? They just hurt our society so much in this capitalist society we have. Really? Do the rich really hurt us that much? Or do they maybe help the society? Someone rich like Bill Gates can take an idea that he has, and because of our free market, he was able to, in our capitalist society, he was able to put all of his ideas together, create this business, and employ so many people. So those stinking evil rich people might actually help our economy. But in a communist system, Bill Gates wouldn't have been able to do that. Because you see, under communism, they have what's called planned economics. Basically, they plan out how they think that our economy should work to keep it all equal for everybody. What that means for us, though, is that I wouldn't be able to pick my own career. Yeah. As teenagers, as we're getting older, and especially me, since this is my last year, my senior year of high school. This is Victor's senior year of high school. Victor and I are looking at colleges, looking at what we want to do with our lives, and we have the freedom to make decisions. In a communist society, you don't have the freedom to pick your own career. Think of China. Think of all the stories we've heard from China that are actually true, where young people's careers and lives are planned for them. Most of them are told to go into the military or to pick a certain athletic career that maybe they didn't really want to or see for their future. Under communism, teenagers, we don't get to fulfill our dreams. And we also don't get paid that well, because there has to be a set wage for everybody to, stay equal. Let me ask you something. Is it really equal? In order for society to stay equal, wouldn't the government have to be kind of controlling everything to make it equal? Then doesn't that make the government more powerful than everybody's society, and so the government is a higher class than the society, and oh my gosh, you've got more class systems. There's no escaping the class system. But you see, under capitalism, which is what we have free market capitalism, we have a free price system. People are able to choose what they want to do with their lives. They're able to, if they start a business, choose how much to sell. You look at Walmart versus Kroger's. Okay, in our lovely capitalist society, I can go look at something at Kroger's, and maybe it's the same product they have at Walmart, and Walmart has it for cheaper. So I can say, forget Kroger's, I'm going Walmart, and I'm going to get this product. It's the exact same thing, same make, same quality. I'm going to get it there. In a communist society, there's no choice. That's pretty much the main part. Under communism, you don't have a choice, because the state is deciding what they think is a utopia, instead of individual people deciding what they believe they want for their lives and what God wants for their lives. So it's all for the sake of this utopia that they want to exist on earth. But you may be saying, well, in our Constitution, doesn't it say that all men are created equal? Well, does it say equal rights or equal stuff? It says that we have inalienable rights. Those are our rights. It's not equal stuff, it's equal rights. We have rights to life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. All men are created equal, and we have those rights. Pursuit of happiness. You have to pursue your own dreams for happiness. You're not given everything. If I want to go out and I look at my brother's truck, my brother Darren, he has this beautiful truck that I happen to love. But it's his. But say, I'm not equal to him. I don't have the same kind of truck that he does. In fact, I don't even have a truck. Well, then should I expect the government to give me a truck like that? No, I don't think so. I should be expected to go out and work hard and pay for that truck. Just like my brother had to work hard to get his beautiful pickup truck, I have to work hard to get my own beautiful and probably better pickup truck. That's how it works. It's not equal stuff. It's not equal stuff. It's equal rights. We get to pursue our own dreams. Under communism, you don't have that, like I've said before. The state decides what's equal, not you as an individual. So that's just a brief touch on communism under economics, but what about communism as it relates to morals? Well, for that, you're going to have to wait till the next video, because I'm running out of time. So, before I go, though, I want to ask you, what do you think about communism? What are maybe some things that you've read about communism? Do you think it's bad? What are some points that you think is possibly good of communism that you think would work? Tell me what you think about communism, and then I'll get back to you about the morals of communism.